Welcome back to Star Trek Online. I am your host, the Housecoat Gamer. It's time to take Gaul down with a command cruiser.
The time has come to end the Vaudois threat to the Delta Quadrant. Our allies are assembling at the Janolan Dyson Sphere to plan our assault on the Vaudois homeworld. You will serve as the battle commander for the assault. Admiral Tuvok is waiting for you at the Janolan Dyson Sphere. He will brief you and our allies on our strategy. Good hunting.
In case you are wondering, yes, this is during a recent EXP event. So any gains I get do not necessarily mean much to you, if you're playing this afterward. That, or you're just watching and you don't care. Valid. For both cases. God, I hate it when loading takes so long. But yes, we're going to be flying around in a command cruiser. I'm not going to specify which one. That would be pointless, seeing as, with minor exceptions, they all operate the same way. Stupid long loading screens. Was all this shunted to the back or something? And before anyone asks, I pause the recordings so you don't have to suffer through the long loading times. Oh sure, they fix it here, but they don't fix it anywhere else.
We are not yet ready to begin. While I finish preparations, I suggest you speak to the liaisons of our allies. The Vaudois are anticipating an attack of some kind, and we know they are monitoring our ship movements closely. Therefore, I suggest we adapt the tactics of our enemies to our own use. As a diversion, I have dispatched Alliance ships to the Cartella system to engage the Vaudois forces there. If they are successful, by the time the Vaudois realize what is happening, we will have already secured Vaudois Prime. The Vaudois believe the other species of this quadrant are too weak to challenge them. We will use that misconception to our advantage by using our Delta Quadrant allies to assault Vaudois Prime itself.
In other words, punish the stupid with more stupid.
We are not yet ready to begin.
We have a firm contract with the Hazari. It would bring them great dishonor to fail to complete it, so I expect that we'll have their full support in this battle. The Hazari ships usually fight in pairs. One ship hangs back and provides shield support for the other. This gives them excellent defensive capabilities, but it comes at a cost. Their firepower isn't quite as strong as it would be if they weren't so dedicated to protection.
They'll be fine. They've got me to help them.
Greetings. The Hazari will uphold our end of the contract, to the letter. And we expect you to do the same. We specialize in defense, and our ships are at your disposal.
Lovely. Now for the corporates.
Good to see you again. Through my excellent diplomatic skills and some assistance from Admiral Tuvok, I have managed to convince the Hierarchy Board of Directors that assisting us in this battle and ensuring the end of the Vaudois will improve their long-term profits.
Lovely.
The Hierarchy are experts at surveillance and espionage. If the Vaudois try any tricks, the Hierarchy would be the ones we should send to subvert them.
Greetings. The Hierarchy is anticipating a profitable transaction under your guidance. Our surveillance and tactical capabilities are at your disposal.
Alrighty then. And of course the Kazon are being Kazon.
I'm not sure I completely trust the Kazon after our experience with Maj Sesson, but they say they'll fight for us today. Maybe you'll have better luck reaching a consensus with them than I did. The Kazon have a large number of ships and fight without fear. However, their lack of organization makes slotting them into precise battle formations problematic. They'll go to war with you, but they may not follow every order.
The Kazon are eager for battle. Our enemies will fall today. All of them.
Someone's a little, bloodthirsty. Oh, there's 7.
The Cooperative asked me to inform you that they appreciate your assistance, and are prepared to provide what assistance they can in the final battle against the Vaudouar. The Cooperative's main weapon is adapted Borg technology. Cooperative vessels can confuse the systems of opposing ships and cause them to fire on friendly targets. This tactic is most effective in mixed groups of ships, where the Cooperative can turn the larger vessels against the smaller ones.
Oh, I love it when I turn my enemies against each other.
The Cooperative appreciates your partnership, and we are eager to end the Vaudouar threat to our quadrant. Our technological capabilities are at your disposal.
The presentation will begin momentarily. Perhaps you would be willing to check in with the representatives of our other allies. We invited Eldex's people and the Hirogen, but neither group chose to send a representative. The presentation...
Greetings. The Benthan Guard is honored to join you in the fight against the Vaudouar. We dedicate our lives to promoting law and order throughout the Delta Quadrant. Finding someone else with the same ideals is unusual, but most gratifying.
You're welcome. Yeah, the undead.
It's an honor to meet you again. I am eternally grateful for your assistance on my world. By joining you in this fight, perhaps I can begin to repay a small portion of the life debt my people owe you.
To fully repay that debt, detonate a Thaleron weapon on your home world. Spare us the trouble. That or ask the Borg Cooperative to well, fix your genetic problems.
Hello again. You've done so much to help us. It's only right that we help you this time.
You're welcome.
Greetings. Aiding you against the Vaudouar was a difficult decision for our people. We do not wish to ally with you, but we understand that ending Gaul's reign of terror is more important than our discomfort.
Enlightened self-interest. What a rarity.
If you are ready, I will begin the presentation.
Go right ahead, Admiral.
The bulk of the Vaudouar fleet has pulled back to Vaudouar Prime. We expect to face the final might of the Vaudouar, including Gaul's flagship. Our battle there will have 5 fronts, each progressively closer to the planet. Our rendezvous point will be here, where the mineral content of the moon will help to hide our ships. The Touré will secure the subspace tunnels in this area, while the Kabali will help the wounded.
The Admiral has already given us our assignment. Our forces will assault the other side of the planet to secure the area against a possible retreat. Our Talaxian friends will be in charge of transporting prisoners of war.
To give us the best possible chance of success, our battle commander will be able to call in one wing of our allies at each of the first 4 fronts. Each wing of allies has different tactical advantages. The Cooperative can confuse enemies. The Kazon have many ships and fight without fear. The Hierarchy have unparalleled espionage and surveillance abilities and should be difficult to take by surprise. Azari vessels fight in pairs, with one ship reinforcing the other's shields. This battle will be difficult, but we must prevail.
Let's do this. That's threading a needle. And once again, load times. It'll take a couple of minutes for me, but it'll be instantaneous for you.
The fleet is ready to begin the assault. I will remain behind to coordinate their movements, while you will be commanding the battle from the field. We have 4 wings of allies at our disposal to help you break through the Vaadwaur lines. I recommend deploying 1 wing in each area. Are you ready to begin? The Vaadwaur have sent out several large frigate scout forces. Which wing of allies do you want to assist you?
Best option would be the Kazon due to sheer numbers, but I have reservations about this.
An excellent choice. The Kazon number should be a match for the frigates, and their lack of organization should not be too great of a hindrance.
Something's not right here. The Kazon are in the wrong position, and they aren't responding to my hails.
Of course they are. Curse your sudden but inevitable betrayal.
I was worried they might double-cross us, but I never thought they would be so blatant. But come to think of it, they did say some pretty suspicious things during the briefing. Fortunately, Admiral Tuvok and I have a backup plan. Sesson has been encroaching on Hirogen territory for some time. They'll join us in battle for a chance to collect his ship as a trophy.
This is gonna be fun.
We will hunt!
The Hirogen are ready to fight. This area is secure. What are your orders?
Kill anything that moves.
The Toray fleet has secured the subspace tunnels. The Vaadwaur will not be able to use them to attack or to retreat.
We shall establish a medical flotilla and secure the area. Vessels of the fleet can transport any wounded, including Vaadwaur, to our ships for treatment.
If there's a sudden uptick in the Kabali population after this, heads will roll.
The Vaadwaur have set up a cruiser picket line in this area. Which ally do you want to advance?
Best option is Neelix and the Hazari.
A sound tactical choice. The Hazari methods utilize one ship to reinforce the shields of another. Vaadwaur cruisers do not have the firepower to break through the reinforced shielding.
Well, hello, this is surprising.
The Kazon Ogla will no longer stand by while the Relora and Nistrum sully our name with their treachery. I will make good on their false promises.
Honor from the Kazon. Well, then again, this is the Ogla. They do prize honor. In the one episode we saw them, they were very decent people.
Excellent decision. Sorry, leave short.
Okay then. That was quick. Way too quick. Alright, let's disable these satellites before I get a little too ahead of myself. Because if this keeps up, I'm going to start thinking I'm invincible again. And that's never a good thing.
We have defeated the first wave of Vaadwaur defenders, and we are entering position for our next offensive. Resistance has been heavier than expected, but our ships have so far proved equal to the task.
Please remember to direct any wounded or prisoners of war to our flotilla at Alpha Front.
And do remember, if I see an uptick in the Kabali population, heads will roll, followed by the destruction of your homeworld by Exterminatus.
That went well. What do you want me to do now?
Hold the area.
The Vaadwaur have constructed a defensive line of battleships supported by frigates. Which wing of allies would you like to help you? An excellent strategy. The technology of the Cooperative may be able to cause the larger ships to attack the smaller ones. Certainly the cooperative coordination and discipline will be more than a match for the tactical abilities of the Vaadwaur.
Send in the army of the Borg. You know, I used to really brag on the command battlecruisers for being, well, not good enough. But I suppose all that was required was a little bit of actual thinking about it, instead of just going, they're either pure cruisers or pure escorts. That and the personal endeavor system has helped. I do not want to sacrifice any
Cooperative ships are performing at peak efficiency.
defensive capability just to make the ship turn a little faster. After all, these ships are meant to survive. Of course, a decent build assists with this. And since I decided to pretty much ignore the command battlecruiser set, as it were, well, things have gone quite swimmingly, I would say. Very industrial. Almost like they were built by the Weyland-Yutani Corporation.
We are ready to begin transporting prisoners of war from the orbital platforms at your command.
The Vaadwaur forces in this area have been defeated. What are your orders?
Hold area, we'll take care of the rest.
The Vaadwaur have constructed a defensive line of battleships. However, knowing the Vaadwaur, they might be planning a surprise attack. Who do you want to assist you?
Do I have any other choice? The hierarchy.
A wise choice. The espionage and surveillance capabilities of the hierarchy should help us prepare for any surprises the Vaadwaur might have in store.
I'm not sure who was entirely responsible for that one. Me or the hierarchy? I say this because I'm not sure who caused all that damage to them. Me or the potatoes flying those ships. I was expecting more financial puns, to be perfectly honest. We can also use them for field repairs. No voice acting, so that's disappointing, but what can you do?
The Vaadwaur forces are defeated, as I knew they would be. What are your orders?
Take out anything that moves.
We have broken through to their final line of defense, their command ships. However, in doing so, we have exhausted our supply of allies, and the Vaadwaur dreadnoughts are formidable. This will be a difficult fight.
We'll be fine!
Not quite alone. The Hirogen have matters well in hand, so the Rhode Island is at your disposal.
I have temporarily taken command of a cooperative vessel. You will not fight alone.
The hierarchy also agreed to send a single ship to assist in the final assault. Under the command of yours truly, of course. I'm finally getting to use my emergency command subroutine. But you would not believe the amount of paperwork I had to fill out.
I could, but you're a hologram, so you would fill it out rather quickly, if it was all...
Last but not least, the Hazari managed to spare a ship and put it under my command. Captain Neelix.
You were already a captain.
I am impressed with the show of support from our allies. However, my tactical analysis indicates that our forces are inferior to the Vaadwaur.
Gaul. Oh, come on. We forced you all the way to low orbit. You're getting your ass kicked, Gaul.
The Vaadwaur are relentless. The probability of our survival is slim.
What, they couldn't get Jerry Ryan to make another one of those? Or they couldn't just add a radio distortion? Nah, I suppose it doesn't really matter. Because, look at this. The only thing stopping me from what the hell is that ringing sound? Well, looks like I get reinforced. Of course, I would like it if that didn't happen again. The whole, hi, let's double up on it.
Progress's health appears to be just about right.
Gaul's ship has launched a drop pod to the planet. Sensors indicate he's on board.
Sir, we've arrived to help secure the area.
That was really quick. But this won't be. Time to hunt for Gaul. This is more or less going to turn the entire area into a joke. Thanks in no small part to the fact that I have a lot of reputation equipment. All of which has been put on my bridge officers. These guys aren't going to stand a chance. And then I need to pull... And then when I pull out the Thompson... then it's just unfair. Mooks don't stand a chance. The only people who can withstand the Thompson for more than, well, one alt-fire burst are captains and commanders. And Borg tactical drones when they do the whole sacrifice health for shields, or shields for health, whichever. Join my army of the Borg. There are lots of health benefits. Flores, would you people all kindly get down here? Oh, that was nice. I hate it when things fail. Also, what is with these guys? Ha ha. I'm not sure if these guys have higher damage resistance, or there's just lag. Is it one or the other? I'm not sure. Is it a sign that these guys are the elite guard, the best of the best? Hell if I know. All I know is that against someone with this much reputation equipment, they are wheat before the scythe. Wow, it used to take me 15 minutes. This was, of course, before I started getting reputation equipment out the ass.
Welcome, my friends. You should have joined me when you had the chance.
Really?
Your persistence is a credit to your race. But it is time for this sad story to end. Your blood will drench the sands of our blasted home.
Seriously? This guy doesn't get it. He's losing. He's lost the war. And yet he thinks he can take me? He's obviously lost his mind. Cute.
Congratulations. You have earned the right to die on the hallowed soil of Vaudois Prime. Although you are clearly not the brightest aliens in the universe, your bravery is admirable. And I do respect Starfleet for ending my people's long twilight. Surrender now, and I give you my word I will spare your people. You and the other leaders will need to be executed, of course, but that is only to maintain order. Personally, I bear you no ill will.
Are you hearing this? This guy thinks he can win, but I keep kicking his ass everywhere I go. He's either brainwashed or delusional.
That's twice you've refused my generosity. I should be insulted, but your pitiful blindness makes it difficult.
And I feel only contempt for your stupidity. Fine then, let's do this the hard way. Then again, I enjoy the hard way.
The Vaadwaur controlled this quadrant once, and our new allies have only made us stronger.
You couldn't have just shot him.
Is that the best you've got?
Now's your chance! Defeat Gaul!
Of course I have to do all the work. Nice try, Gaul. You don't get any help.
I thought you would like to know. I took the liberty of scanning Gaul from orbit. It does not count. And I don't think you know.
What? That's impossible!
Not so fun without your toys, now are you? I'm starting to think the Delta Alliance set was made specifically just to counteract Vaadwaur stupidity. That EMP pulse disables their drones quite nicely.
The Vaadwaur Empire will never fall, and you will not even be a footnote in our glorious history.
I am seeing so many historical counterparts to this. None of which I will mention here, but I suppose they don't really need to be mentioned, do they? Well, Gaul, you have officially pissed me off. And you know what that means. Enjoy the orbital cutting beam. Oops.
We cannot be stopped. Time after time we rise from the ashes, and we are stronger for doing so.
Your logic is flawed, Gaul. You are already defeated. The evil I mistakenly unleashed on the galaxy ends at last.
My people and the galaxy must believe the parasites were behind his madness.
They're gonna have to redo these cutscenes.
The remaining Vaadwaur have surrendered. What is your current situation?
Gaul's dead, I'm moving into the command center.
Were you able to determine why he returned to the surface? It was a tactical error. Even if underspace was closed to him, Gaul would have had more opportunities to escape if he had remained in his ship.
We blew up his ship.
Certainly. May I recommend 7, Captain Kim, the Doctor, and Neelix join us as well. Their insight may be valuable.
Why not? Glorious and victorious.
Honestly, I wasn't sure about coming back to the Delta Quadrant. I have a family and a life back home, and the idea of being 70,000 light years away again wasn't appealing. But seeing the good we've done for the Cabali, and now stopping the Vaadwaur, I think we were needed here. You were needed. Thank you. It's been a pleasure serving with you. I hope we meet again.
We go where we're sent, Captain. And if Starfleet says go back to the Delta Quadrant, you're going back to the Delta Quadrant.
While this conflict was regrettable, it was ultimately for the greater good. Gaul's hubris and ambition blinded him to the harm he was doing to the Delta Quadrant and his own people. Now the threat is ended. There will be time to heal the damage he has done.
He did make mention of allies, though I suspect we all know who they are.
I was responsible for the return of the Vaadwaur. Even though Admiral Janeway told me she might have done the same thing, it was ultimately my actions that allowed all this destruction to happen. I participated in the assimilation of many different species during my time with the Borg. Those acts weigh on me. The wanton slaughter caused by the Vaadwaur will do so as well.
Not your fault.
Nevertheless, I am pleased I could, in some way, make up for my actions. By assisting the Touré, working with the Cooperative, and fighting the Vaadwaur here today, we have helped end what began more than 30 years ago when I activated those stasis tubes and freed the Vaadwaur. Thank you.
Nah. The only one really to blame here is the Touré.
War is just a pointless waste of life. Usually for a political reason, it doesn't much matter in the long term anyway. I understand that sometimes we need to fight to defend those who cannot defend themselves. I respect that. But what Gaul was doing here was madness. It's one thing for him to want to rebuild his people. It's something entirely different to destroy dozens of worlds to do so.
Well, to be perfectly honest, if the Cabali hadn't if he wasn't attacking everybody else, we would have supported him against the Cabali. But he decided to attack literally everyone in the quadrant. Which brings us here.
I'm not a man who normally dwells on revenge, but when Gaul and his soldiers attacked my people, it was almost all I could think about. Dexa helped me to see that death doesn't heal wounds of the heart, but thank you. This quadrant is safer now that Gaul and his soldiers are defeated, and I'm glad I was here to see it happen.
Ooh, radiation signature. It's radiation. Thump. I love Star Trek. I love the Wrath of Khan.
Intriguing. This device is not familiar to me, but it does not appear to be of Vaadwaur origin. I will bring it back to Voyager for further analysis.
Beam me up.
Congratulations! Your leadership during the assault on Vaadwaur Prime and the subsequent defeat of Gaul was inspired. With Gaul's defeat and the destruction of his fleet, we've secured the Delta Quadrant against a terrible threat. And I hope this is the last we see of the neural parasites and infected Vaadwaur.
Unlikely.
Perhaps even more importantly, we've united many species of the Delta Quadrant against a common enemy. This bodes well for future diplomatic negotiations and operations in the Delta Quadrant. They've worked together once, they can do it again. However, the discovery of this artifact concerns me. Admiral Tuvok is leading an analysis. I'll contact you once we have more information. Hello?
Housecoat Gaming, signing off.